I don't know how to transition, but we gotta am I the asshole for y'all.
It's been a slow week.
Yes, it is. It's a slow week, y'all.
All right,
All
hit
right.
me. This is the first time we're doing Am I the Asshole where I do not know what it
Yeah,
is.
I went and found one this time.
Mm-hmm.
Usually this is your thing, but I found one this time. All right, here we go. I'm gonna try to read a little fast because you know these things are never short. So the question is, am I the asshole for ruining my family's cabin vacation? I, 19-year-old male, am wondering if I am the asshole for what happened on our family vacation. Here's the full story so you can decide for yourself. Every summer, my family rents cabins in a remote area for a week-long vacation. It is a big deal for us. My parents, siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles, and grandparents all come along. This year was no different, and I was actually looking forward to it because I've been super busy with work and college. Before we left, my mom reminded everyone about the rules. We have a few family traditions, like no phones at the dinner table. Everyone helps with chores, and we all go hiking together at least once during the week. These rules are supposed to ensure that we spend quality time together and enjoy nature. The trouble started right from the beginning.
The beginning. Okay.
Well, I thought this one would be interesting. The trouble started right from the beginning. I'm really into gaming and had just bought a new handheld console that I was dying to try out. So, when we got to the cabins, I mostly stayed in my room playing games. I thought, what's the harm? I'm on vacation too, and I should get to relax however I want.
Okay.
My absence didn't go unnoticed. My mom asked me several times to join the family activities, but I brushed her off, saying I needed some time alone. I figured I'd hang out with everyone eventually, but right now I wanted to beat my game. My cousins came and asked me to join them for a swim, but I declined, saying maybe later. This went on for a couple days. I barely showed up for meals, missed the
What?
family.
Wait a minute. This person went from this person went from I just wanted to play my game and be alone for a little bit to days have gone by and they're still in their room with the game. Not
Yes.
attending meals? What? Because you can't take a break to eat? Ridiculous.
I knew he was going to have a strong reaction to this one.
Like, I don't understand why you can't get up, get your ass to the table for dinner. That just, I don't get it.
Well, there's more. This went on for a couple days. I barely showed up for meals, missed the big family hike, and generally kept to myself. My
How did they
cousins,
even let him miss the family hike?
my cousins, who are usually my partners in crime, were getting annoyed and started calling me out.
No
I
shit.
shrugged it off because honestly, I thought they were being too dramatic.
You've been in your room for days with a game. And you came on the family trip to be with the family.
The real blow up happened on the fourth night. My grandparents, who are in their 70s, were celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. My
That's
aunt had
beautiful.
planned a big surprise dinner for them, and everyone was supposed to be there. I knew about it, but I lost track of time because I was so engrossed in my game. By the time I realized what time it was, dinner was almost over. When I finally showed up, my family was furious. My mom and dad looked especially disappointed. My grandparents didn't say much, but I could tell they were hurt. My cousins and siblings accused me of being selfish and ruining the vacation. My aunt, who had organized the dinner, called me an ungrateful brat.
It's
Feeling
okay,
attacked,
Auntie.
feeling attacked, I got defensive. I said I didn't see what the big deal was, that I just wanted to relax on my own terms and that they were overreacting. This, of course, only made things worse.
Yep.
My mom started crying, and my dad told me to pack my bags and leave the next morning. They said if I couldn't be bothered to spend time with the family, I shouldn't be there at all. So I left the next day and went back home. Since
Go
then,
play the
I've been
game some
getting
more.
So
I
I
would
left
leave
the
too. If
next.
that's all I wanted to do, if all I wanted to do was be alone and play my game, and then everybody got mad at me for being alone and playing my game, and they were like, if you don't want to be here, you should leave, then what am I going to do? Pack up my game and go back to the place where I can play it freely and no one will nag me.
So I left the next day and went back home. Since then, I've been getting passive aggressive texts from my siblings and cold shoulders from my parents.
That's then.
That's the end.
All right. Here's the only thing that this is the only I'm gonna start with the thing that I don't agree with on the family side, and then I'll because I think this is obvious. But on the family side, this whole you ruined our trip. No, he didn't ruin their trip. Their trip was fine. He just wasn't a part of it. Fine. You can argue that he is selfish because he absolutely is. He's selfish. He didn't participate. You know, he missed out on things. The grandparents were disappointed or whatever. That doesn't mean that he ruined your trip. You guys still went on the hike. It's not like y'all sat in the house because he wouldn't go to the hike. Y'all still had your vacation. So to put their entire experience, their entire trip on him, I just think is nonsense. I don't believe that that's true. You can totally be on a trip with somebody and have a good time, and they just over there doing what they're doing. So that part of it, I think, is a little bit far, a little unreasonable. Everything
Okay.
else is spot on. Everything else is spot on. He's selfish. Cause I thought when you started, I thought, okay, first day, you don't really feel like you're trying to get into the groove of like being around people. You're not used to being around all these people all the time. So, you're going to take a little time out, play your game. It was a brand new game. So I totally understand wanting to rush to wherever you are, plug it in and play.
He didn't have to
But
plug it in. His handheld. His handheld.
whatever. The point
It
is,
was. It was probably a Nintendo Switch.
oh, yeah. The point is, though, that's where it should have ended. You could save your game for at night when you get back. In the morning, get up a little early, an hour early or something, play your game, and then you could join the family. My problem with this is that you can't agree to do something and you can't commit to do something and then check out of it. I think that's where this went wrong. Because it's a different story if they said, let's all go on a beach vacation. We're gonna go to the beach. We just like dinner is a non-negotiable, but everything else, you guys feel free to run free and do whatever you want to do. Some people want to go to the beach. Some people want to do an excursion. Some people want to do this. Nothing rigid. Then I would be like, okay, well, he just did what he wanted to do. But that's not what happened here. There was a whole itinerary. There was a whole agenda. He knew that going into it. Then you should
Yes,
have
he
just
did.
played sick and stayed your ass home.
Right.
Something. Something.
Yeah,
It was selfish. You are the asshole.
I
It was
agree.
selfish.
I agree. I understand wanting to play the game. I too like games, even though I'm not a gamer.
Mhm.
Occasionally, I do like to, play a little video game.
Like
But
you're a dabbler.
I dabble, I dabble. But
Okay.
I think that you knew prior what type of vacation this was. You knew your family does this all for one kind of thing
Mm-hmm.
where we're all together, we're all doing these activities, we have these strict rules, and you were reminded of the rules.
Right.
And you decided, hey, F everybody. I don't want to deal with anything that's going on. I don't want to deal with anyone. They kept inviting you to activities. You kept saying, nah, my game, not my game, not my game, not my game. I
Right.
understand that. But on the flip side, you knew the purpose of this vacation.
Right.
You knew about the family dinner for your grandparents celebration, and you just decided to be selfish. So yeah, I think that makes you an asshole. Do I think that makes you the worst person on the planet? No. Do I think the family overreacted? Yes. But I also understand the all for one thing.
Yeah.
Because if we say, hey, no matter what, at 7 p.m., we're going to Dunkin' Donuts. Yo, at 7 p.m., your ass better be ready to go
That's
to Dunkin' Donuts.
that's right,
This
exactly.
is not an ad. They didn't pay us. That's just the first thing that came to mind because I would like a coffee right now. But, but if you know that's the plan, then don't be a jerk, man. Just be ready to go at 7 o'clock or whatever time. And so also you had your phone with you because you could have it. You just couldn't have it at the dinner table. You could have set an alarm for dinner
Yeah.
because it's easy to lose track of time when you're doing whatever fun activity. It don't
Yeah.
have to be a video game. It could be any fun activity. And so, yeah, time flies when you're having fun. That's true. But you know that you could have set an alarm to do that. And I'm sure you heard the family moving about, getting ready for this dinner.
Of course.
You know, it was foul. You should have just stayed home. Shouldn't even went on the vacation. You'd have been fine at home just playing your game. Nobody would have bothered you. And I don't think there's anything wrong with playing your game normally. If you said, hey, for the next 4 days, I'm gonna just play my video games, I say, hey Dash, have a blast. But you can't miss weeknights because you're playing video games. You got responsibilities. And at 19, you say you're in college and at work. You know that. So you could have done things differently. Your cognitive abilities are set. You're able to understand the severity of the situation. You're an asshole.
Yeah, it's just inconsiderate. It's really
Yeah.
inconsiderate, and then you don't need to be going on the family vacations. If this
No,
is,
but they also don't need to be crying and saying you
yeah,
ruined the whole vacation. Like,
th-
come on.
that's too much. But I also feel like don't agree to go and spend time with people if you're not going to spend time with people. That's my issue with this. It's not. I don't feel that you have to be chained to the people you go on a trip with,
Right.
unless that's what it is. Like if you go on a couples trip, you're probably going to be chained to the person you're with because that's the type of trip you're on. It would
Right.
be strange for you guys to go your separate ways. Um, but there's some trips where you're on where it's a little bit more freestyle and you can kind of do what you want to do and then come back together at some point. But they had very specific plans, and honestly I don't think they what they were asking for a family trip was unreasonable, because it's
Mm.
not like they said we're gonna spend all day every day together. They said at least one hike.
Right.
They said
No
dinners,
devices at
no
dinner.
devices at dinner. And what I don't remember what the other thing was, but I don't think what they were asking for was unreasonable. Also, this is something that you've done before, and that's why I kind of feel like this maybe is less about the game and more about the
Oh,
alone time,
everyone helps with chores.
which is fine.
That was the other
They
thing.
renting a cabin, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel like this is maybe more about like being reclusive and having alone time. And if that's something that you desire, then maybe you don't need to
Yeah,
be on the
that's
next family
okay.
trip.
Right.
Also, there are you gotta give a little to get a little. No, I
Yeah.
don't think they should be crying or cursing him out or acting crazy. It's not that deep. But and then not speaking to him and all of that when everybody's
Right. The
at
parents
him.
are not speaking to him. The siblings are sending passive aggressive texts.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, all right, well, it happened. So what are we supposed to do now? Because I just,
I can see where people will be upset for a week or two. Yeah.
yeah, for a week or two, but like after
That's what he
that,
said. That's what he said the last week or so.
oh, okay, I forgot that it had just happened. But yeah, I mean, listen, I have a family member who, when
Oh, actually, it doesn't say when it was, how long. It says, so I left the next day and went back home. Since then, I've been getting passive aggressive texts from my siblings and cold shoulders from my parents. So we don't know how
we
long.
don't know what the time frame is. But yeah, I mean, I have a family member who like complains that when when we do family vacations, that there's not enough togetherness.
Hmm.
But I think you have to establish what a trip is going to be from the beginning and then take it from there so everybody
Right.
knows. And then it's your prerogative if you're going to actually go on this trip or not go on the trip. I think that's important. But yeah, so you are the asshole, 19-year-old man.
Agreed.
from wherever.